Good day, everyone. I am Jaiah Prochina, one of the reporter of Group 6. My assigned topic is all about changes in personal status. A change in employment is effective by a personal action generated by the Human Resources Department upon receipt of a written request from an authorized representative of a department telling of intended change in employee status. Such forms or memoranda should include the old and new information and the date on which such changes should become effective. Number 1, transfer is take place if one employee move from one of equivalent rank or the same pay class on the firm. It is the change of duties even in pay. So ito yung pagbabago ng mga tungkulin or ng ating mga responsibilidad kahit na pati ang ating sweldo. It is within the same department or unit, and it indicates changes of work position or work. Unit in other geographical location in the same organization. So these are the reason for transfer. First, employees' talents and training may be put to more effective use. Second, encouraging versatility and flexibility among employees. Third, utilize training employees for advancement or in preparing for promotion. And lastly, personal needs or preferences of the employee. So there are two kinds of transfer. Number 1 is temporary transfer. So when we say temporary transfer, it is due to temporary absence of personnel. So example, sickness, vacation leave, shift in workload during peak season. And the second one is permanent transfer. So it usually to fill vacancies requiring the special skill or ability of an employee being transferred. Next, promotion number 2 is the movement of employee from one position to other or another of a higher level, involving difficult duties and heavy responsibilities and carrying higher pay, higher status, and better privileges. So when promotion comes, mas bumibigat ang ating mga gawain, mga tungkulin, ating responsibilidad kapag ikaw ay na-promote. So, example, from teacher 1 to teacher 2 to teacher 3 to masters. Next, so these are the reason for employee promotion. So one of the best incentives for employees to give their maximum effort and loyalty to the firm is to give the recognition and reward for a good performance or pagbibigay pagkilala at gantimpala sa isang mahusay na performance or your good performance. So ways which good performance will be rewarded. So salary increase, special commendation, promotion to higher position. So these are the factors in promotion. First is record of attendance and performance. Second is potential ability. Third, letter of recommendations. And last one is seniority rule. So it is basing rights based on length of your service. Is a basis for promotion layoff, rehiring, transfer, and other action that have a bearing in change of personal status. Number 3, demotion. So a demotion occurs when a classified employee is reassigned to a position with salary range that is lower than the salary range of the former position. So the demotion may occur when first is an individual is assigned to a position that requires performing accountabilities of significantly decreased complexity of responsibility or due to age, poor health. Next is the employee was unable to perform satisfactorily in the higher level position. Or 3, the employee's request for a demotion is approved. Or number 4, as a result of a reorganization, if the reorganization result in a reduction in force. And lastly, or as a result of disciplinary action due to misconduct, violating policy, procedure, or prove guilty. So these are the process of demotion. Number 1, all demotion must be discussed with human resource services prior to communicating in any information to employees. Second, if the demotion is the employee's request, a written letter from the employee requesting the demotion action will be required if the position wasn't posted. Number 3, if the demotion action is a result of disciplinary action. Number 4, when considering a demotion, the department must ensure that there is a valid budget line or position that the employee will be occupying. Number 5, all demotion must be approved by respective director or vice president and HRS. Salary adjustment for demotions. So number 1, if the demotion occurred because the employee was unable to perform satisfactorily in the higher level position, the result of disciplinary action or the employee's request, the employee's salary should be decreased to no more than the maximum of the new salary range. Second, if the demotion occurred as a result of a reorganization and not because of the employee's performance, and the employee's salary is above the maximum of the new salary range, then the employee's salary should be red circled until the maximum of the salary range is increased and exceeds the employee's salary. Number 4, separation. The separation is the termination of employment as a result of resignation, layoff, or discharge. So resignation or quit. So it is a voluntary separation and voluntary initiated by the employee. Again, this is a voluntary. So these are the causes of voluntary resignation. First is dissatisfaction of wage and working condition. Next, misunderstanding with supervisor or fellow workers. Hindi pagkakaintindihan sa supervisor at sa katrabaho. Next is the inconvenient work hours among shift reasons. Next is better opportunity outside. And lastly, other reasons such as personal nature, family factors, physical and health condition, and desire to continue studies. So layoff. Redundancy in the UK is the temporary suspension or permanent termination of employment of an employee or downsizing the number of employee. So originally, the term layoff referred exclusively to a temporary interruption in work, as when factory work cyclically falls off. Okay, termination. So number 1, involuntary termination or laid off. Number 2, fired of voluntary termination due to employee misconduct. So just causes for termination under the Labor Code is found in Article 282 and enumerated here as follows. So serious misconduct. So it is improper conduct, willful in character, and of such grave nature that the transgress some established and definite rule of action in relation to the employee's work. Willful disobedience to lawful orders. The employees are bound to follow reasonable and lawful orders of the employer which are in connection with their work. Failure to do so may be a ground for dismissal or other disciplinary action. Next is the gross and the habitual neglect of duties. So gross negligence has been defined as the want or absence or a failure to exercise slight care or diligence, or the entire absence of care. It evinces a thoughtless disregard of consequences without exerting any effort to avoid them. So factors need to consider in change of personal status is mentoring. So executives who coach, advise, and encourage individual of lesser rank. Functions concerned with the career advancement and psychological aspect of the person being mentored. Next is the career counseling. So process of discussing with employees their current job, activities and performance, their personal career, interests and goal, their personal skills and suitable career development objectives. So turnover occurs when employees voluntarily leave their jobs and must be replaced. So it is expressed as an annual percentage of workforce, administrative, operational, and financial.